Hey everyone, welcome to Daily English Talk. I'm Lily, your host for today. And I want to start with a quick question. Have you ever tried to make plans with a friend, but somehow it just doesn't work out? Maybe they cancel, maybe you cancel, or maybe life just gets in the way. Friendships are fun, but sometimes they can get a little complicated. In today's episode, you'll hear a conversation between two close friends, Sarah and Mike. They're trying to catch up after a busy few weeks, but as always, things don't go exactly as planned. Through their dialogue, you'll discover natural, real-life phrases you can use when making plans, canceling politely, or expressing your feelings honestly. By the end of this episode, you'll walk away with at least 15 new phrases you can start using in your daily conversations with friends. So grab your notebook, or even better, your DailyTalk Diary, and let's dive right in.
Mike, long time no see. Where have you been hiding?
Hey, Sarah. Yeah, it's been, 3 weeks? I've just been swamped with work. You know how it is.
Tell me about it. We definitely need to catch up. Free this weekend?
Let me think. Saturday afternoon could work. How about we grab coffee downtown? Maybe at that cafe near the park?
Perfect. It's been ages since we went there. But listen, don't bail on me this time, okay?
Excuse me? Bail on you? Never.
Oh, please. Last time you totally flaked. I was sitting there all alone like a sad puppy.
Hey, not true. Work threw me a curveball. I had to stay late for that emergency meeting.
Sure. Excuses, excuses.
Come on, give me some credit. I did text you, didn't I?
Yeah, 10 minutes before. That doesn't count.
Okay, fair enough. This time I'll make it up to you. I promise. Cross my heart. Pinky promise if you want.
All right, I'll hold you to that. If you cancel again, I'm charging you a friendship fee.
Deal. But trust me, I'll be there. Saturday, 3 p.m., no excuses.
So, in that first part of the dialogue, Sarah meets Mike, and the first thing she says is, "Long time no see." This is a super common way to greet someone you haven't seen for a while. It's short, casual, and very friendly. You wouldn't say it to your boss after 3 months, right? There, you'd probably say something more formal, like, "It's been a while since we last met." But with friends, long time no see is perfect. Imagine you bump into a classmate from high school on the street. The first thing you'd probably say is, "Hey, long time no see." Then Mike replies, "I've just been swamped with work." Now this one is really useful. Swamped basically means overwhelmed, like you're drowning in tasks. It's stronger than just busy. If you say, "I'm busy," that could mean you have a couple of things to do. But if you say, "I'm swamped," it tells the listener, "Wow, I've got way too much on my plate." So if you want to sound more natural, next time you're really overloaded, don't just say, "I'm busy," say, "I'm swamped." Then Sarah says, we definitely need to catch up. Now, catch up is a great phrasal verb. It means to reconnect with someone and update each other on what's been happening. Think about it. You've been apart, life has happened, and now you want to fill each other in. That's catching up. And notice it's not just for people. You can also catch up on something, like catch up on sleep or catch up on homework. But with friends, we usually just say, let's catch up soon. Next, they talk about coffee. Mike says, how about we grab coffee? Now, grab coffee doesn't mean you literally grab it with your hand and run away. It just means to meet casually for coffee. And we use grab a lot in this way. Grab lunch, grab dinner, grab a drink. It always sounds casual and friendly, never formal. So, if you want to sound natural with friends, instead of saying, would you like to drink coffee with me, just say, wanna grab coffee? And then Sarah warns Mike, don't bail on me this time. Now, this is important. To bail on someone means to cancel on them, usually at the last minute. And it's not a neutral word. It shows you're kind of annoyed. Think about it. If your boss cancels a meeting, you'd just say, the meeting was canceled. But if your friend cancels your coffee date, you'd say, he bailed on me. It's emotional. So Sarah's basically saying, don't stand me. Don't cancel. She even calls him out. Last time, you totally flaked. Now, flake is very American, very casual, and it's used for people who often cancel or forget plans. If you say someone is a flaky friend, it means you can't rely on them. You like them, but they often forget or cancel. It's half serious, half playful. You wouldn't say this in a professional setting, but with friends, it's very common. Then Mike defends himself. Work threw me a curveball. This is such a natural phrase. It comes from baseball, but you don't need to know the sport. A curveball is something unexpected and tricky. So if life throws you a curveball, it means something happened that you didn't see coming. It could be big or small. Your boss changes the deadline, your train is canceled, your kid gets sick. That's a curveball. It's a polite excuse to say, hey, it wasn't my fault, just life hit me with something unexpected. Then there's this playful back and forth. Mike says, come on, give me some credit. This basically means, hey, trust me a little, recognize that I'm trying. You can use it when someone is doubting you and you want to say, look, I'm not perfect, but at least I tried. Then he makes a promise. Cross my heart, pinky promise. These are very casual ways to say, I promise. Cross my heart is a bit old-fashioned, but still cute. Pinky promise is when you hook your little fingers together. Kids do it, but adults say it jokingly too. It makes the promise sound extra playful and friendly. And Sarah responds, I'll hold you to that. This is a great phrase. It means, I'll remember what you just promised, and I'll expect you to keep it. So, if someone says, I'll pay for dinner next time, you can reply, all right, I'll hold you to that. It's friendly, but it also makes the promise serious. Not bad for one coffee chat, huh? But that's just the start. Let's see what happens next when plans don't go as expected.
Hey, Sarah, I'm really sorry, but something came up. I can't make it on Saturday.
Ugh, seriously? You're ditching me again?
No, I'm not ditching you. I just need to reschedule.
Honestly, it feels like I'm not a priority.
That's not true. You're important to me. But my cousin is visiting from out of town, and I haven't seen him in years.
Hmm. Okay, but you could have told me earlier instead of last minute.
You're right, I dropped the ball there. I should have given you a heads up.
Yeah, I hate being left hanging.
I get it. Let's clear the air. I don't want you to think I don't care. Can we meet Sunday instead?
Mm, all right, but if you flake on me again, I'm charging interest on that coffee.
Deal. I'll even buy the cake this time.
So here we see the classic situation. One friend cancels, the other feels annoyed, and they have to talk it out. And in this short conversation, there are so many useful phrases. Let's break them down. Mike starts with, "Something came up." This is such a common excuse in English. When you say something came up, it means an unexpected situation happened and you can't give all the details. Maybe it's private, maybe it's boring, maybe you just don't want to explain. It's a polite way to cancel. Imagine your boss asks why you can't come to work tomorrow. You can say, "Sorry, something came up." Notice you don't even need to say what. It's vague, but acceptable. Sarah reacts strongly. "You're ditching me again." Now, ditch someone means to abandon them, to cancel on them in a rude or careless way. If you ditch your friends at a party, it means you just left without caring. It's definitely more negative than bail. When Sarah says, "You're ditching me," she's showing she feels hurt, not just inconvenienced. Then she says, "It feels like I'm not a priority." This phrase is very powerful emotionally. A priority is something important that comes first. So when someone says, "I'm not a priority," it means I don't feel important to you. You can use this in friendships, relationships, even at work. For example, at this company, employees don't feel like a priority. It's not slang, it's everyday emotional language. Mike explains, "My cousin is visiting from out of town." Very standard phrase. Out of town just means from another city or another place. If someone is visiting from out of town, it usually feels like a big deal because it doesn't happen often. It's often used as a reason to cancel other plans, and usually people accept it. Then Mike admits, "I dropped the ball." This is such a useful idiom. Imagine you're playing ball and you literally drop it. You failed. In real life, dropping the ball means you made a mistake. You didn't do what you should have done. Mike should have told Sarah earlier, but he didn't. So he says, "I dropped the ball." You can use this at work too. "Sorry, I dropped the ball on that report." Sarah says, "I hate being left hanging." Now this one's interesting. To be left hanging means you're waiting for someone and they don't give you information. Imagine you're waiting for a text reply and nothing comes. You're left hanging. It's informal, emotional, and everyone understands it. Finally, Mike says, "Let's clear the air." This is a beautiful phrase. Clear the air means to remove tension, to talk honestly so things feel better. You use it after arguments or misunderstandings. For example, "We had a fight, but we sat down and cleared the air." It's about starting fresh. So from just this one short scene, we got phrases for canceling, showing frustration, and even fixing things. But the story isn't over yet. Let's see what happens next when Sarah and Mike finally meet again.
I may have been a little harsh. Sometimes I just take things the wrong way.
No worries. I get it. I should have spoken up earlier instead of leaving you in the dark.
Thanks. I just don't like feeling brushed off, you know?
Totally. And trust me, you're not someone I'd ever put on the back burner.
Good. I'm glad we talked it out.
Same here. And hey, today's coffee and cake are on me. Consider it a peace offering.
Now that's more like it. I think we're back on track.
In this last part of the story, Sarah and Mike finally sit down together and really make peace. And in their conversation, we hear some brand new phrases you can use in your own life. Sarah begins with, "I may have been a little harsh. Sometimes I just take things the wrong way." Take things the wrong way means to misunderstand someone's words or actions and feel offended, even if that wasn't their intention. For example, "Don't take this the wrong way, but I think you could improve your presentation." It's super natural in everyday English. Then Mike admits, "I should have spoken up earlier instead of leaving you in the dark." Leave someone in the dark means to keep them uninformed, not giving them the details they need. For example, "We were left in the dark about the schedule changes." It shows you felt excluded from important information. Sarah continues, "I just don't like feeling brushed off." Brushed off means ignored or not taken seriously. If someone says, "My boss brushed off my idea," it means the boss didn't pay attention and dismissed it quickly. Mike reassures her, "You're not someone I'd ever put on the back burner." This idiom comes from cooking. If you put something on the back burner, it means you're postponing it and not giving it attention right now. When applied to people, it means they're not a priority. For example, "I felt like our friendship was put on the back burner." Then Mike offers, "Today's coffee and cake are on me. Consider it a peace offering." A peace offering is something you give or do to make up after a fight or disagreement. It could be a gift, a treat, or even just a nice gesture. And Sarah ends with, "I think we're back on track." Back on track means things are returning to normal, back to the right direction. For example, after the delay, the project is back on track. So, in this final scene, you learned how to talk about misunderstandings, being ignored, making peace, and getting relationships back to normal. These aren't just phrases, they're tools to keep your conversations smooth and natural. All right, now it's your turn to practice with me. I'll say some phrases from today, and you repeat them out loud. Don't be shy. Say them like you mean it. Ready? Long time no see. I've been swamped with work. Don't bail on me this time. Sorry, something came up. Let's clear the air. We're back on track. Good. Now let's make it personal. I'll ask you a few quick questions and you answer in English using today's phrases. when was the last time you caught up with a friend? Can you think of a time when your plans fell through? Have you ever felt left out? Keep it short. Keep it simple. One sentence is enough. Here's my challenge for you. Next time you make or cancel a plan, maybe in a text, maybe face-to-face, try using just one phrase from today. It could be, "Don't bail on me," or "Let's clear the air," or whichever one feels natural to you. Just one phrase. That's how you make it stick. So today we followed Sarah and Mike through the ups and downs of friendship, planning, canceling, getting upset, and making up. That's real life. And now you know exactly how to talk about it in English. Keep practicing, keep writing in your DailyTalk Diary, and keep talking every single day. This has been Daily English Talk. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.